That's carp.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it's certainly good to be back at the lake where a lot of our childhood fishing memories were made. This place was where we sort of stepped into more specimen fishing, trying to catch bigger fish, particularly large carp. I wouldn't say back then we caught a lot of large carp, but this lake certainly holds a lot of good memories. We're back here today to do a bit of fishing. The first thing we did was obviously try and find some fish. We went for a short walk down along the dam down here, where you can see a lot of water out in front of you. So we sat down there and tried to, you know, spot some fish. We didn't spot any fish, but we did see a bat in broad daylight, which is a bit strange. I'm not really used to that. And as well as the bat, we saw a red kite fly over, so that was nice, but no carp to be seen. This area down here is deeper, whereas right up the far end it gets a lot shallower. And given the hot weather today, I think they might be cruising around in that shallow water. It's time to load up the barrow and head down there. It's quite a walk, but I'm sure it'll be worthwhile. We have just barrowed all the way to the shallowest part of the lake where the inlet stream runs in. The wind is blowing up here so beautifully. It's boiling hot, and I'm pretty confident this area has got to hold fish at this sort of, you know, time of year and with weather like this. We're gonna get set up. My friend Ryan's coming down later. He'll be down in a bit, and yeah, we'll see what the next 24 hours or so bring. I am currently tying up a chod rig. Actually, to have the chod rig sliding up and down on, I've got some lead-free leader material, just like lead core, but without the lead inside it. It's quite a lot more supple than lead core, as you can see, but it's still quite heavy. And that is called Duracord. I've then got my chod rig, which I haven't yet put a pop-up on, but I'm gonna get a pop-up on that now, sorry. And then get it cast out. I've got to see really if I can cast far enough to reach that far side, because it does look like quite a long way on the left hand side of the swim, but I'm going to give it a go because I'm pretty sure that's the zone where the fish are going to be hanging out.
That was a carp, wasn't it? What? We're casting over to the far side. Cole's just put 3 rods over to that far side, and then we see what I think was a carp. It could have been a pike. I'm not too sure.
There has been some pike splashing around, and actually when I was reeling in one of my chod rigs,
it took the
a pike snatched at it on the way back in.
I'm about to get my rods out now. Because it's so silty out there, both Carl and I have gone for an approach which means that we can present our rigs above the silt. Carl's gone for chod rigs, which is a great way to make sure your hook bait is right on top of that silt and can never be masked by anything on the lake bed. I'm going for a lead clip approach, which will go into the silt, but I'm using a long hook link. I've probably gone for like a foot long, but it means I know that the bait isn't going to be under the silt.
Alright, so you know how bad lockdown has been?
Yeah.
Because you said foot long, and all I could think of was craving Subway.
Really? Anyway, I'm just about to get my rods out. I'm gonna clip up to the spot next to those reeds where we saw a fish jump earlier, and then I've got to put a rig on and then make the proper final cast. Let's do it.
Talk about staying stealthy, Alex. This is what it's like fishing with Alex Smith. Well, that wasn't the easiest getting out the rods ever, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it was quite a way, about a little over 100 yards, which is further than we normally fish, but also because that sun is just setting right in our eyes. So I've had to borrow Carl's glasses because it was just impossible to see. I've been blinded every time I went to cast, but I've got them as close as I could to that far side, right in those
reeds where there's like an indent in the far bank, where I hope that a few carp will be passing over this evening and into tomorrow. It's going to be just as hot tomorrow, so I can't think those fish are going to be anywhere else apart from on that far bank cruising along, and the water's very shallow, you can't feel a drop down, so the fish are going to be right on top of those rigs. I'm excited to see what the night and tomorrow bring.
I took a few handfuls of boilies and broke them up a bit. I then used the spawn to deliver the bait over my rigs. I didn't put out loads of bait. We hadn't fished this lake in about 6 years and we weren't sure what the stock of fish was like now.
Well, today I'm setting a new trend within carp fishing. I have sold my bed chair and now I'm going to use a hammock from now on. Because there's quite a few advantages actually. It's very lightweight, it's really comfortable, should get a good night's sleep. Downsides,
You need trees.
You need trees, yeah, but I can't think of any other ones.
I'll tell you what, you'll know the downside in the middle of the night when that rod is ripping and you jump out of it and fall down there. Oh no, that was smooth, Alex. Yeah. I bet you won't do it that smoothly in the middle of the night.
No, probably not. Oh, so comfortable.
You wait, everyone's gonna have one of those.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. That's got. Yep.
Oh, we're hooked up. I can't believe it. When we used to fish this place back in the day, it was like you get a bite or two in a 24-hour session and you're doing really good. So to get a bite before it gets dark, I'm mega chuffed. Just got to land it. It's away from the far side though, which is good. It's going so fast down to the left. Wow, that's quite a big fish. Whoa. Well, that's a good start. Pretty good way to get back into the swing of things at this lake. I remember back when we used to fish the place, a 20-pounder was pretty rare, and this is definitely a 20-pounder on the first evening of our first session back at the lake.
Yeah, look, it's got the same mark. That is the same fish.
Well, Ryan's just gone and found a video from back when we used to fish this place, and this is a character that Alex caught. How big was it then?
17, I think.
Is that what it says in the video?
Yeah.
So it used to be a 17-pounder and now it's a good 20, but made up really. Incredible start.
That's not bad at all. We weren't expecting to get a bite until like tomorrow. After all that disturbance.
I was about to say, from actually when you left your rods alone, that was an hour
that
after
was
you
about
cast out?
an hour after finally getting all the rods sorted. The sun's just going down. Just caught one, it's time to have dinner.
I think he's caught your rod.
Yeah. The man fishing in the out of bounds section on the far bank had cast over my line, tangling it up. This was a bit frustrating and it took a while to get it untangled. Luckily they left soon after and I was able to recast for the night.
Yeah, they're going.
Being back at the estate lake was really nice. It's funny how a place can feel so special just because you grew up there. It was almost like we'd come home. The night was full of false indications on the alarms. We had to be on the rods quickly, given the snaggy nature of the swim. However, all the beats that night came from bats hitting the line or pike splashing in our near margin. At first light I landed a good tench. Recasting straight away, I was still in the water when Alex's rod tore off too. The run was insane. There's a carp. Oh no. Okay, it's a tench. Take it back.
Oh, it's a little carp.
What?
I think, anyway.
Yeah, it is a carp. That's a tench.
What?
That is a tench.
It is. It's a nice tench as well. I thought that was a carp, to be honest. After that bite, it pulled so hard on the take, and I thought it was going to get in those reeds, but no, it's a tench. First tench of the year.
Before you pull your hood right down, I will just warn the viewers that we did cut our hair.
Yeah.
We did it ourselves because obviously the shops are shut. Beanhead.
Oh, I thought we had a carp on there.
It's quite a big tench though.
It is quite nice.
It's
yeah.
bigger than the one I landed about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We've had 2 this morning. Tench hour.
There we have 2 tench. Tench are very synonymous with dawn, and typically both of these bites came literally as it was just getting light, and they are both cracking specimens. I think yours is a female.
Yeah, mine's a female. It's so fat.
It's definitely got eggs in it, I think, actually. And my one's a male, and you can tell that by these lumps on their side and the fact that these fins here are really quite big.
Let's hope when that sun gets on the water, which it's going to be doing soon, they can't move into the shallows and we catch another one. But nice way to start the morning. Beautiful tench.
I haven't caught tench in so long. I always forget how special they are. They're really, really nice. They're definitely better than bream. We decided a top-up of bait was in order, but chose to use a boilie stick rather than the spom, as we only needed a small scattering of bait and didn't want to disturb the fish in the shallow water with any more splashing.
Well, that was a interesting night's sleep, or interesting non-night sleep. I think didn't get much sleep. It was nice. It was comfortable at times in this hammock, but I also got very cold, which was the downside because I've got no insulation. But it was nice. It was comfortable. It's nice sitting here now, actually, just relaxing on it. This is the new DB hammocks from hammockworld.com. Really lightweight fabric fiberglass material, connected with 2 5-meter straps at each end. That is made up of 550 paracord. Beautifully comfortable, very sturdy, stable, and incredibly luxurious for the overnight carp angler experience.
But you didn't sleep because it was too cold and no insulation. The day wore on and there wasn't much activity in our swim. Ryan began packing away and we considered doing the same.
Go, got one! Right.
I instantly noticed the line was stuck on something, but the fish was still on. Alex ran all the way round to the other side, aiming to find the line and unsnag it. You got my line, I think. There's my fish.
Oh my god, the fish is still on!
I've still got it!
Get it in the net!
Yeah! Oh, what a absolute palaver! Got snagged on the far margin, snagged on the other line, beat me up. Alex had waders on the other side, so I had to get in my pants. Our patience was rewarded in the end, with not only a bite and a ridiculously hectic battle, but also a landed carp as well. This is quite possibly the most peculiar looking carp I've ever seen caught from this lake. But it's definitely one of the bigger ones too. That is heavy. Brilliant result on this overnight session. I released the big ghost carp and soon noticed a commotion on the far bank. The fish had begun gathering in groups ready to spawn. It was time to leave them in peace and head home. Casting far and accurately was crucial on this session. We made a video to help you with your casting. Feel free to watch it if you're interested. If not, there's also a playlist of our best carp fishing videos on screen now. Enjoy.